Hello and thank you for tuning in for this tutorial here. Today I'll be talking about how to install ZPanel on a Ubuntu server, and I will be using DigitalOcean. So in order to get started here, I do see that DigitalOcean has launched 700,000 cloud servers, and that's quite a bit. Alright, so getting on. Go ahead and log into your account. You're going to have a brand new server for in order to use ZPanel. Just give me 1 second here. So anyways, yeah, you're going to have a brand new. And I just cut myself off that time. Anyways, you're going to have a brand new server in order to install ZPanel. The reason being is because ZPanel is made for one universal install here, and it will not work with overriding existing installations of Apache or anything like that. So, in order to get started, I'm going to go ahead and create a new droplet. I'm going to give it a simple name once I get there of ZPanel to speed up the process. And the existing things shall work perfectly fine. We want to use Ubuntu 12.04, and I would prefer to use the 64-bit. So we'll use Ubuntu 12.04 64-bit, and I'll go ahead and press Create Droplet. Alright, now it is going ahead and actually setting up this droplet right now as we speak. And I'm going to go ahead and get into my email account so I can get my credentials. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open up PuTTY and put in the IP address of this server. I'm going to make a new session. I'm going to name it ZPanel for time being. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and it's going to take a couple seconds here because it's starting the VPS as we speak. Alright, now go ahead and connect, and username will be root. You have to press yes and root, and the password. Alright, so once we're here, we are already in root, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's just make sure we are at a top directory, and we are. The example, you have to have the tilde after that. So, I mean, it's not tilde, but yes, you want to just do cd, and you should still be there. So that's fine. So you're going to want to wget the installation. I'll have these commands down there in the description. So you'll want to go ahead and wget that. And that is done. We are then going to go ahead and do chmod, and then plus x. Again, I'll have this one here in the description. Installer 10-1-0-ubuntu, hold on, ubuntu, and then 64.sh.x. Alright, and then you can do apt, you're going to have to install a command here, apt get install curl and add. And then you're going to probably need to type yes here as soon as it pops up here. Or never mind, we already have those. And we're going to go ahead and just type in this command here. I'll go ahead and put this in the description too. So it's this command, and press enter. Now there will be on-screen installation instructions, and that's about all we're going to have to do from this point out. So yes, we're going to go ahead and type yes, and we have to agree to that. Enter your time. So we have to make sure we use the correct time zones. So in order to do so, we're just going to be using PHP time zones. That's how these works off of. So we're going to, for my time zone, I'm going to use America, and I need to use the New York because that's the closest to me. So just go Control C and then right click, and I got to get rid of the Europe London thing first. Alright, and so enter the FQDN of your server. I'm just going to name it ZPanel dot tjcheck.me. No. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. The external IP address of the server should already be there. Let's just make sure. And that is indeed correct. Okay, so Okay, so anyways, we're going to go ahead and do the ZPanel will now install, and we do want it to install, so type yes, and it did. It's going to go ahead and install all of these, and it's going to go ahead and get all that information installed. That I'm going to go ahead and pause real quick. Actually, I'll continue. Right now I'm going to set up the ZPanel DNS record, so I just type in my account information here. And I'm going to go ahead and go to my site, go to DNS settings. I have had a previous tutorial on how to set up Cloudflare, which is really easy. And I just have to get the IP address of the server, and that is all done. And press add. And I'm done editing, and it'll take about a couple of seconds, and updates will be pushed throughout the internet. Might take a couple of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pause this while it's installing. Speed the process. Okay, now the installation has completed and the server is now restarting. So in order for the next thing to do now, we want to go ahead and copy this whole session here. So we're going to copy all to clipboard, and then we're going to go ahead and open up Notepad. We're then going to paste that in there, and we want to make sure we have only this part right here is what we need, so go ahead and Control C that. And then you can go ahead and close out of that file, and don't save that, we don't need that. Go ahead, make a new file on your desktop called text document, and we're going to just name that ZPanel info. And I really hack job that spelling. Okay, go ahead, open that up, paste that in there, go Control Save. Alright, so now we are waiting for the server to restart here, so we can go ahead and reopen this session here and go run ZPanel, because that server should be up already. And I will then go ahead and log in with the details that I was sent with my email. And ZPanel has been successfully installed, and when it was installing, it did actually go ahead and make sure there were no other updates to be installed. So that's all you really have to do for that. So let's go ahead and actually go through a quick run through of ZPanel. So let's go ahead and go to the control panel. We were prompted with a username and password in this text document. So let's go ahead and get the text document side by side here. And the username will be zadmin, and the password is this long password. So you're going to want to make sure that you keep this password, or all this information, in a safe place. You do not want to forget your MySQL root password and MySQL postfix password. These are very important for updates when you go to update your server. And if you happen to lose this information, it is in the review, in a log in the root. Alright, so now we're just going ahead and press log in, and we are logging successfully into our ZPanel, and they have really changed up the looks of ZPanel since the last time I have used it. So let's go ahead and just take a quick look of what we have going on here at ZPanel. Looks like they're using Twitter Bootstrap fairly nicely. So we can see account usage, etc., and how much stuff we have going on. We can see the server OS and all this really good information. We can go ahead and add a domain. We have file FTP accounts. We have reseller stuff. We have mail. We have domain stuff. We have database stuff. We have database stuff. Let's go ahead and open up PHP my admin real quick here. And I want to also open up, go to MySQL users and create a quick user here. Let's go ahead and launch PHP my admin. Alright, and I want to also just create a quick username here of, I'm just going to name this me, and I'm going to just allow for many IP. Just go ahead and press OK. Oh, we might need to create a database first. Me. Create. Alright, that has been created. Let's go back to MySQL users and let's create the username me and select the database of the me. Okay, go ahead and create. Now I want to go ahead and log in real quick with this information in phpMyAdmin. So the username is me and the password was that defined password, and press go. So now you can see that we have a little bit of information here. It's phpMyAdmin, so it is up to date, looks pretty good. Says there's newer versions, you can update those manually, but it's probably okay just how it is. So let's also go ahead and go to account info. We already were here once. We do have advanced, we can do cron jobs, we can do webalizer stats, we can do service status and see all of our service status stuff, which is really good. And we also see PHP info, which is really good stuff. Really good for if you're a server admin. You can see what the heck's going on in the server, or even if you're given hosting out for ZPanel too. That'd be really good information there. So we also have ZPanel config. So all this information here is really good. So let's go ahead and go to the yes, all this stuff was on the top, it looked like. Let's go ahead and actually set up our first server here. So in order to do so, we're going to press on this little thing and we're going to do domain information and add a new domain. Alright, so we can add a random domain name. I'm just going to name it somesite.tjushek.me. So it's going to be off of a subdomain off of mine, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new home directory. So we do have some site here. It's going to run a cron job to actually set up the site, so that here might take a couple minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to head over to Cloudflare and hurry up and create this here, point to the same address that the ZPanel was going to. So all we have to do is here and get that IP address of that and put there and press add, and I'm done entering. And that's all you really have to do. So now we should refresh this page and we should see that it has been set up. Now I'm not actually sure if it has, and we are getting an application error. So let's go ahead and back up here a little and go back to home, or here in domain information, and it's still pending. So we're going to have to give it a couple minutes here. It has to run that cron job, and that's what we're waiting for at the moment. Okay, this can actually take up to an hour. I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick. So we will have to actually wait for this cron job to run to actually set up this domain. It will not do it on its own, so it can take some time for this to happen. So anyways, we do have some other information here, which is FTP accounts. So these here are pretty self-explanatory, so you can just kind of create a username of me and a password of whatever. And you can have the access type of read only, and we want to use a domain directory and some site. So go ahead and create, and that should be done. Let's go ahead and open up FileZilla, test this out real quick. Let's go ahead and connect to the host, which is 162.243.76.AP3. Go ahead, and the username will be root, and the password will be whatever. And it's not root either, it's me. And you should not have to use port 21, so quick connect. Alright, and we do see that this actual domain name looks like it has been set up. Now, it's not actually setting up our contents there, but our Apache virtual host is not there yet. That's the only issue we're having. And now it actually says it is live, so reload. Let me look real quick at my Cloudflare settings here, make sure I have everything set up A-okay. And let's see, ZPanel, yeah. Somesite.tjushek.me. That should be working. Let's go ahead, try a different browser here. And we're still getting that. Okay. Go to, if you have this problem, just open up command prompt, do ipconfig, then config, yeah, then flush DNS. And that should be good. Close out of everything that's existing. We can try that. And okay, Now let's try this again. We're still getting the same error here. I'm going to go ahead and log in as root. So I need to get the information here. I want to go ahead and actually see if something's created. I'm going to go ahead and pause this. Alright, the issue we're having is because I'm trying to host the some site off of my actual domain, so it's not actually going to let you host that actual subdomain. You have to actually set everything up within this. And one issue you may end up having with DigitalOcean is you probably are going to need name servers, and you cannot correctly set those up with ZPanel since you only have one IP address with that. So it's just food of thought. So you can set up ZPanel, and you can still use host sites and stuff. You'll just have to have an A record and set up maybe one name server, but it would probably best to have two and just have one rely back to the same IP. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope I was somewhat helpful here, and that's about it for now. Okay, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next tutorial.